Most people come and go in life, and when they're gone, your mind just deletes them like background noise. But some people, when they leave, something feels off. It's like a glitch in your system. That's not just attachment. That's because they mattered on a deep level. They left an emotional fingerprint that doesn't fade. In 1985, Apple fired Steve Jobs, the man who built the company. They replaced him, or at least, they thought they did. But within a few years, Apple started to lose its creativity, its soul. The company was alive, but it had no heartbeat. When Jobs returned in 1997, he didn't just rebuild Apple, he brought it back to life. Because you can replace a position, but you can never replace presence. So today, let's talk about 7 signs you're the one they'll never replace. The quiet strength, emotional intelligence, and calm energy that make your absence impossible to fill. You see through people, but you don't expose them. You notice everything: the change in tone, the fake smile, the delayed reply. You can read people easily, but the difference is, you don't use it to hurt or embarrass them. You stay quiet, adjust your distance, and move smartly. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, once sat through a meeting knowing someone had betrayed him. He didn't explode or call him out. He simply moved him into a harmless role and carried on. That's what you do. You outsmart drama instead of feeding it. People reveal themselves over time, and your silence always tells them you already know. That's why you can't be replaced. You're calm in chaos, aware but in control. You have emotional power, but you never play games. You don't manipulate people or control them with attention. You earn loyalty by being consistent. While others promise a lot and deliver little, you quietly show up every time. That kind of stability builds trust. Psychologists call this anchoring. People attach safety to the ones who stay calm and reliable through storms. You don't force respect, you inspire it. Just like Denzel Washington, grounded.com, never loud, but always commanding attention. Real strength isn't in how loud you are. It's in how steady you stay. You never explain your worth. You let your absence do it. When people don't appreciate you, you don't argue. You don't beg them to understand your value. You simply step back and let silence speak, because when you leave, the difference is undeniable. The room feels heavier, the energy shifts, and people start to realize how much lighter life was when you were there. That's how real value works. People often notice it only after it's gone. So instead of trying to prove yourself, you just move quietly. Your absence becomes your loudest statement. You stay kind after betrayal, but you're never the same. When someone hurts you, you don't become cruel or vengeful. You stay kind, but you protect your peace. That's real emotional maturity. Oprah Winfrey was betrayed by people she trusted early in her career. Instead of fighting back, she rose higher. She turned pain into power. That's what you do too. You outgrow, not outshout. You understand that revenge wastes energy, but success speaks volumes. People who try to hurt you expect chaos. Your calmness becomes their reminder of what they lost. You create standards that last longer than you. You don't just inspire people. You set a standard. The way you think, act, and live becomes the blueprint others try to follow. Kobe Bryant did that with his Mamba mentality. Even after his death, players still quote him, train like him, and live by his example. That's the kind of influence that never fades. You don't tell people what excellence looks like, you show them. Your example becomes a mirror that forces others to level up. That's not popularity, that's legacy. You handle isolation with strength, not fear. Most people hate being alone because it makes them face themselves, but not you. You grow in silence. You think clearer when no one's around. You don't need constant validation or company to stay grounded. Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, was exiled and lost everything, but it was during that silence that he wrote the letters that changed philosophy forever. You do the same in your own way. You turn quiet seasons into growth seasons. That's what makes you powerful. You don't need the world to remind you of your worth. You already know. You leave people better than you found them. Every person you meet walks away changed, calmer, wiser, more grounded. Not because you preached, but because your presence raised their standard. You don't drain people, you upgrade them. That's called transformative influence, when someone becomes better just by being around you. You don't even mean to do it. Your discipline, kindness, and focus make others want to improve. That's why people can't replace you. You're not just part of their story, you became part of their growth. They can move on, but they'll never go back to who they were before you. Being irreplaceable has nothing to do with fame or looks. It's about depth. It's about being the kind of person whose silence feels louder than other people's noise, the one whose energy brings peace instead of chaos. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one, and that's you." You don't need to prove your worth or explain your strength. You lead quietly, love deeply, and move on cleanly. And one day, the people who underestimated you will realize they didn't just lose a person, they lost their balance.